Hi and welcome back to Infinity Coders channel. In this particular video, we are going to look into more in depth how to fix Android tags or images which have been cut off issues. So let's look into, there is an emulator here that I have prepared where I have actually created a very simple program where it is using a TextView item, but in the TextView item I have a very long tag. But you can actually see that when I play it in the emulator, you can see it's very narrow and it's not really truncated, but this is a very long text that may get cut if the width is insufficient. So for now, you can see the width I have provided is around 100 dB. That's the reason why it's this small. And the height is wrap contain. That's wrap contain means that it will able to fill as long as it able to fit the text view. Let's say if I cut this 100 dB to become much smaller, 50 dB, then you can see that it will actually grow longer because my height is around wrap content. But let's say if I also set my height to become a bit more smaller, okay, now you can see that it is not able to fit anymore. It's very small and it's not able to fit anymore into the dimension that is being provided. You see it's already cut off already. So usually in this kind of use case, how do you ensure that the dimension or content for the text is able to fit? So there's two ways of doing this. First, you can actually set using an eclipse and also the maximum line attribute to handle a very long text. So let's say I change my width to assign it as match parent. So now it's able to show up at the width of the parent, but I do want to set, let's say if it's very long text, we can't display everything. So what will happen is we could define Android ellipse. So if you define the Android ellipse size, you can set it to the end. End means that it will get truncated at the most end. And you can also go one step further where you can also set Android max line. So right now it's 2 lines. So let's say if I set my max lines to become 1 line. So in this case, you can still see that you'll be have a 3 dots at the end. Let's say if I play this in my emulator, you can actually see that it's only having 3 eclipse at the end. If I change the eclipse at the start, means it will actually truncate at the most beginning, not the end. And total, I think you can you can see eclipse at the start and usually will be or in the middle also it's also possible, but usually it's very rare we actually use at the middle. It's either will be at the start or at the end, depending on the requirement. And the max line is to control how much is the maximum line that we want to fit, whether it's 1 line, 2 line, or 3 lines. If you set it to 2 lines, then I think you are able to fit all the strings and the eclipse won't actually kick in. You only kick in when you already reach the maximum of the line, but you still have any tag left over, then it will actually control. Then you add the truncated at the start or the end. So the combination of ellipse and max lines, it ensures if the text is too long or for the available space, it will display on a single line with an ellipse at the end. Let's say as I show, it will show the ellipse at the line. So this provides a better user experience and it prevents the text from getting cut off without any indication. So I do hope this video gives some clarification of how to use set for very long tag, how do you use the ellipses at the start and end, and how do you define your maximum lines whenever you want to indicate something. So if you do find this video helpful, consider subscribing to our channel and there will be a lot more video coming up for troubleshooting and also more educational video that is going to come up. So with that, thank you very much. See you in the next video.